Every app needs to remember things between sessions: which file the user had opened, their font size, or their last directory. These small details separate a polished app from a prototype. Here's the app we are building today. On first launch, we get a welcome dialog showing where our settings are stored. We open a file, change the font size, and open another file. Now we close the app and relaunch. No welcome dialog this time. The app knows it's not the first run. When we open the file menu after relaunch, we see that both files are still there. Also, the font size we chose is still applied. Everything persisted across restarts. Let's break down the code that makes this work. It all starts in onInit. We create a wxFileConfig and register it as the global config. Set app name determines where the file lives. The three flags in the last argument of the constructor call give us platform-correct paths. On Windows, the config lands in app data roaming. On macOS, library preferences. On Linux, .config following the XDG spec. And that's it for setup. wxFileConfig handles directory creation, file naming, and path resolution. Now look at that wxConfigBase set call at the end of onInit. That's how we register the config as the global default, and once that's done, the config is available anywhere in the app through wxConfigBase get. So we have wxConfig set up. Let's learn how to use it. wxConfig is a key value store. We write values, we read them back. It supports strings, integers, doubles, and booleans. See the second parameter on each read call? That's the default, what comes back if the key doesn't exist yet. The first read on a fresh install just works, and there is no special initialization needed. Keys use a path-like syntax with slashes. Preferences font size is in the Preferences group. Recent files file 1 is in the Recent Files group. Now for the recent files. In my wxFileHistory tutorial, we built a recent files list from scratch. In our app, the setup is the same. Super simple. With Use menu, wxWidgets will add the recent files to the selected menu. We just need to use the load method to populate it. Saving the file history is also straightforward. Of course, we need to ensure the files are added to the history as they are opened and that these menu clicks actually work. Check my file history tutorial for details. For user preferences like font size, the pattern is simple. Read with a default on startup, apply it, write when the value changes. For the last used directory, we save it in OpenFile rather than the dialog handler. That way it applies whether the file came from the dialog or from the recent files list. Let's look at how the mainframe constructor puts this together. We build the UI first, menus, text area, status bar, and then we restore saved state. Order matters. The controls need to exist before we can apply settings to them. Here's restore settings. We grab the global config, load the recent files into the menu, and apply the saved font size. Now, how do we know it's a fresh install? A simple version key. If the key doesn't exist, it's the first run. We show the welcome dialog you saw at the start, and we include the config path in the message, so the user knows where their settings live. The same version check handles upgrades. Say we ship version 2.0 with new settings that didn't exist in 1.0. We detect the old version and fill in sensible defaults. The has entry check is important. We only write the default if the key doesn't already exist. We don't want to override preferences when the user already changed them. Now here's something that catches people. wxFileConfig keeps all changes in memory. They get written to disk when the config object is destroyed on app exit or when we call flash explicitly. If the app crashes, those changes are lost. Our save settings method writes the recent file list, the font size, and then calls flash. The close handler simply calls save settings and then event.skip to let wxWidgets proceed with the default close behavior. After a session, the config file looks like this. Plain text, human readable, easy to debug. You can even edit it by hand during development. That's persistent settings in wxWidgets. Full source code is on GitHub, link in the description. If you found this useful, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.